Good afternoon, and thank you for watching this series debate. Over the next 7 weeks, our team will debate the following question. Do people recover from adverse childhood experiences? My name is Valerie Darling, and I will be leading the debate on the side against recovery from adverse childhood experiences. Our side seeks to express that adverse childhood experiences do have a long-term impact on people's lives. The impact of childhood trauma is foundational in my own work as a substance abuse counselor. I've worked as an addictions counselor for 7 years, and I cannot count how many patients who have recounted stories of childhood trauma and memories that make me hug my own children tighter when I get home at night. Because of these parallels between trauma and substance abuse, counselors like myself are trained in grief work and trauma care. The long-term impacts of adverse childhood experiences is apparent when reviewed through the lens of substance abuse and addiction rates, incarceration rates, and rates of co-occurring disorders. Data collected from 17,000 patients during Kaiser Permanente's Adverse Childhood Experiences study indicate that a child who experiences 4 or more traumatic events is 5 times more likely to become an alcoholic, 60% more likely to become obese, and up to 46 times more likely to become an injection drug user than the general population. Just a surface-level overview of adult incarceration rates illustrates the prevalence of childhood trauma in inmates. In the United States, 1 in 6 male inmates report physical or sexual abuse perpetrated before the age of 18, and many more disclose being witness to acts of violence. Diagnostic interviews conducted with Chilean research subjects found that childhood exposure to a potentially traumatic event was related to lifetime panic disorder, agoraphobia, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Additionally, long-term impacts of childhood traumatic experiences have been identified as cognitive impairment, affect regulation disorders or dysphoria, behavioral control issues, and increased rates of suicidality. A study conducted by Dutton and Hart illustrated the correlation between childhood trauma exposure, aggressive behaviors, and incarceration rates. They found that the type of abusive experience in childhood was a predictor of adulthood offenses. For example, those experiencing physical abuse having increased rates of physical violence. In conclusion, exposure to adverse experiences changes the brain's functioning, leading to lifelong behavioral and emotional impacts that are not recovered from. In the follow-on videos, our team will go further in depth regarding the impacts of adverse childhood experiences, and it is our hope to both inform and engage you in contemplation of this very serious issue of the long-term impacts of childhood trauma. Thank you for your time.